Hello, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shatoka, and on this channel I share the things that I love. I really love thrifting, and lately I've been finding some really good finds. Not all the time it's things that I can take straight from the rack and wear. Sometimes it's really the fabric. So today's video is going to be one of those items. I ended up going thrifting when I was in California, and I found this beautiful printed dress at the Goodwill, and I really love the print on the dress. However, it's kind of, well, I want to say kind of, it really wasn't my style. It really didn't do much for like my body type, my shape. It kind of hit at an awkward length. So I was like, you know what, there's enough fabric here where I can definitely do something with this fabric. So don't let that deter you. If you see something and it's not your style per se, and you have even just basic sewing skills, you could definitely turn into something else. I decided to turn it into a skirt because I love dresses and skirts. So for me, I was like, definitely have enough fabric in this dress to make a skirt, and I really love how everything turned out. It's such a cute skirt, and it's so beginner friendly. I think anyone could make this. If you didn't want to do it with the zipper, you could definitely do it with an elastic waist. I just decided to do a zipper because I prefer that look on gathered skirts, but you could definitely do it with elastic. So if you're interested to see how I made this cute skirt from that oversized dress, go ahead and stick around. So the first thing you want to do is you want to measure your waist. You want to measure your waist wherever you want the skirt to sit. So if you want to higher on your waist, you're going to measure up higher, or wherever you want to hit, you're going to measure there. You're also going to measure how long you want the skirt to be. After getting that measurement, I decided I wanted to make a pattern for my waistband. If you don't want to make a paper pattern for your waistband, you could just mark it off on your fabric, either with a removable marker or some chalk. I decided to just make a paper pattern because I think I'm definitely going to be making more of these skirts. Now that I have my pattern piece made, I lay it on the top portion of the dress, and I am just going to cut around it. I put pattern weights, which are just washers that you can get from a home improvement store if you don't have them, and then cut my waistband out. Now I am just placing my waistband pieces, which are two pieces. I am putting them right sides together, and I'm going to sew them together. I'm also going to interface them. Now I'm going to cut the skirt portion out. I decided to go a little bit lower in the dress where it's a little bit wider so that I can have more fullness in my gathering. Here is just a shot of my waistband after it's been interfaced, folded, and pressed. Remember, this is the size of my waist measurement where I want my skirt to hit, and I ended up making it the same size as the straps. So now I'm moving on to gathering. So I'm going to gather the skirt portion of the dress, and I'm just gonna do, my stitch length is the longest stitch that's on my machine, so that's what you would do. And I'm going to do 2 gathering stitches at the top of my skirt. Now on to gathering. So I'm going to gather my fabric from both ends to equally distribute my gathers. And basically you're just going to gather until it's the size of your waistband. Gathering can be tedious, but just take your time. And again, you want to use your longest stitch on your machine. This fabric wasn't that hard to gather because it's very lightweight, but sometimes with thicker fabrics, it can be hard. Here is a close-up shot of my gathers. Again, I just gathered my fabric for the skirt portion to the size of my waistband. Now back to the sewing machine. I put my stitch length back to its normal setting, so it's no longer in a gathering stitch. And now I am attaching my waistband to the skirt portion. You have to take your time when you're doing this so that your gathers aren't moving around. So again, just take your time. You can also do a stitch in between the gathering stitches to kind of stabilize it if you don't want to do a bunch of pins. That also works. Now I'm just pulling out my gathering stitches. Sometimes people don't do this, but I always do this so that my gathers will relax, because sometimes you won't stitch the waistband or whatever you're attaching to some gathers. You won't stitch it over where you can see them. You can see one of my gathering stitches, so I'm just going ahead and removing those. Moving on to find a zipper. So my zippers are kind of like all over the place right now, but I do have a bunch of miscellaneous ones. So this is just me trying to pick out a color that would match. Now I am going to install my zipper. This is an all-purpose zipper that I'm using. So I'm switching my foot out to my zipper foot, and I am just going to put my zipper in. I had already basted the seam. I like to base my seam all the way up and then add the zipper. It's an easy installation this way. A good tip too, also, if you are new to zippers, install zippers that are longer than what is called for so that you can move the stops out the way. It's just easier that way. My zippers installed. Now I am just going to stitch in the ditch. So I folded over my waistband, and when you stitch in a ditch, you just basically try to stitch in the seam line, and it's gonna catch the fabric on the other side of the skirt. You're gonna press and then you're done. And here she is. That old dress is now a cute new skirt. I ended up adding the straps that were on the dress to the side of the skirt. Can you tell I'm loving the skirt? Really love how it turned out. I really love how this skirt turned out. I definitely will be making more gathered skirts this summer. It's such an easy thing to do. You don't need a pattern. You just need to measure your waist and see how long you want the skirt to be, and you can whip it up. I always love to do skirts like this for the spring and summer because they're just so easy to wear with, you know, a tank top, a crop top, or a bodysuit. So simple, and you definitely could knock it out in the afternoon. Also, I would say go thrifting. Find some things that you love a print of, or you love the fabric, and turn it into something else. Like, it was so simple for me to just go ahead and cut out this fabric and gather this material to the waistband and basically just put a side zip in, and it was ready to go. You can definitely do this too with an elastic waistband if you don't want to do the zipper. I know sometimes zippers can be intimidating for some, but it's really not that intimidating, guys. I would encourage you to definitely go ahead and start putting zips in items. It's not as hard as you may think. I really love how this skirt turned out, you guys. I really love how it's like asymmetrical hem, and I honestly just got that because of the way the dress was designed, but I decided to gather it to where it was the side zip installation on the higher side. Instead of with the dress, it actually was like a little bit longer in the front and higher on the side. So just a little design feature that I thought would be cute to do, and I really love that it has straps that I could just attach to the skirt, and it just gives it another little piece of like a design flair. I just really love how it turned out, and it was so simple to do. I'm actually really glad that I knocked this out because at first I was like not sure when I was getting the footage together if I wanted to keep sharing it because it was a little bit difficult, like trying to get the right angles. I have never done that before with me, you know, filming, doing something like step by step, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you enjoy content like this, there's going to be more to come because I want to do some thrift flips with like some denim items and like some bed sheets. I just want to, you know, add a little bit more to my channel. So whenever you're looking for fabric to sew something, you can definitely use unconventional things, bed sheets, pillow covers. I've seen people do quilts with different things. So if it's a textile that you like, you really love the fabric of it, you can definitely make it into something else. So I'm so glad that I grabbed the dress, and it was really inexpensive, but the skirt that I got, I feel like it was well worth it for me to like take it apart to make this skirt. And it is such a cute summer look. I'm definitely gonna make more of these type of skirts for the spring and summer. Today, I just decided to style it with an express bodysuit that I've had for ages. I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull out the kind of coral color that's in the skirt, and I ended up just wearing some regular like nude sandals and my accessories. This is actually thrifted as well. I love thrifting my accessories, and I ended up getting these earrings, which I love, from like a local store called Discovery here in Chicago. So if you aren't subscribed and you like content like this, go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. So until next time.